Okay, class.
Yes.
I'm going to introduce you to Herbert J. Walberg. He was born in 1947. He was born in Chicago. He was born and raised in Chicago, still lives there. What else? I think that's it. Sorry. His education. He got his bachelor's degree in education at Chicago Teachers College. I don't know the year, apologize. He got his PhD in educational psychology in 1964 at the University of Chicago. After his PhD, he joined a team of researchers at Harvard Graduate School of Education and did more research in the physics area. He spent 3 years developing, evaluating, and a new approach to teaching physics in the secondary school. In 1998, he accepted an appointment to the boards of 2 charter schools in the Chicago area. It was the largest and the smallest in the area. The largest was 5,000, and it was several sites throughout Chicago. And they weren't doing well on their exam, so their goal was to get them to the point of understanding the material and passing those exams. The smallest one had 50 students, and they were alcoholic and drug abused teenagers. Their program was more intense, and it was lots of consistency, because in their life, they didn't have consistency. Okay, so his main area were the elements of teaching effectiveness. The first one is engaged academic learning, and that's basically for teachers to make sure that they are planning enough time, that they're not spending all their time dealing with behavior issues, taking attendance, disruptiveness, anything like that. So he says that teachers need to plan a good amount of time in their lessons to teach, not to deal with behavior issues, just to teach. The second one was use of positive reinforcement. He says that this can be nonverbal or verbal. Teachers need to consider what they are reinforcing. They need to look at that and decide where that needs to be reinforced. You need to make sure to use praise effectively and not all the time. If you use it all the time, students are going to turn it off and not pay attention to you, and they won't effectively take in that praise. The next one is cues and feedback. This is more along the line of questioning and reinforcing information that you're presenting to the students. Prompting when needed can reduce anxiety for the students. He also talks about wait time, which we've discussed before. And you need to provide constructive feedback. When you provide constructive feedback, students are provided with the information and they can build on that. The next one is cooperative learning activities. And he basically says you need to consider individual differences and learning styles when it comes to students. The next one is classroom morale. And he says that the classroom atmosphere has a significant impact on learning for all students. You need to have a relaxed learning environment within a task-oriented focus, what he talks about. And you need to have acceptance of similarities and differences of all students, and they need to be respected and accepted. The next one is higher order questioning, which basically goes into more depth about giving more in-depth questions for those students, not just the basic why, but more in-depth questions. Not so much the actual frequency, but how much time is provided for them to answer those questions. Lots of thinking time, but not too much. You don't want to give them an hour to do their thinking time because they're going to get bored and turn off. The last one is the use of advanced organizers, and he basically talks about paying attention to how well the students can grasp the concept, attend to comprehension by the students, and you need to have a clear map or a road for those students to understand the concept. The next one, we're going to watch a video, which he actually sent to me, and he's discussing vouchers in the schools. The goal in the next 30 years or so is to have these vouchers where students will have the opportunity to take these vouchers and go to a better school and get a better education. They'll be on like scholarship basis. So he talks about that, and the girl introduces it.
Thanks, Brian.
Walberg is a distinguished visiting fellow at the Institution where he specializes in psychology, education policy, and education productivity. He shows and applauds the transformative effects of privatization and vouchers on the education system of 2030.
What I contend is that privatization of the schools will radically transform American education, that is, the schools, in the next decades. I think that one of the best examples of privatization is vouchers, is scholarships that can be given by wealthy individuals or private firms or even public agencies, children who can then attend any school that they wish. The schools may include public schools, private schools, and major kinds, private schools, and independent schools. These allow children to cross normal school boundaries to attend the schools that their parents think are the very best for them, which are not necessarily the traditional humanities country where they've been compelled to go to the school only in the neighborhood unless they can't afford the tuition to go to a private school.
Okay. So basically, the idea behind the vouchers is, is to force the public schools to up their improvements, to improve their offerings, achievement, and appeal to parents. That was the whole idea behind the vouchers. Their plan is for 2030. These are some of the books that he's either written or edited. He's written or edited over 55 books. Those were just some of them. This is the newest one that he actually sent me a link. I have the whole book. If anyone wants it, I can send you their book. And he's also written over 350 journals or articles on such topics as educational effectiveness and exceptional human accomplishments. So those are just some of those that he covered. I don't have a slide for the next one, but I'll leave that up. The Hoover Institute, which you heard in the video, is at Stanford University, and he's a fellow, a visiting fellowship at that university. He only goes every once in a while to help out. But basically, it's a group of people that gather, evaluate, and the existing evidence in an analytical content and identify measures that will enhance the quality of K through 12 education. So they look at all aspects of different things. Yeah, pretty much. He joined the Hoover Institution in 2000. Some of his past things that he's done or accomplished: he was a project investigator at Vanderbilt University National Center on School Choice, which is the book that he wrote, that one. He formerly taught at Harvard University, and he is the Emeritus University Scholar and Professor of Education and Psychology at the University of Illinois at Chicago. And I think that's it. These were all my resources. The Advancing Student Achievement was the book that he sent me, which is his newest book that he's written. and it's vast. I pulled some information from that, but it was a lot. And I personally emailed him for some of this information, so he was very approachable, has emailed me back numerous times. If I have any questions, or if any of you guys have questions, you can contact him. Yeah, and that's it.
Nice.
Pretty much. Cool.
I'd love to see the book, Laura. Send it my
I'll
way.
send you a link, yeah. I was Googling him, and I couldn't find anything on him, like where he was born, where he got his undergraduate, so I actually emailed him, found his email address, and he emailed me back within the day and said, "Oh, here's my information, here's my newest book, here's a video clip. If you have any more questions?" I emailed him this morning, needed one more thing, and he emailed me right back. Yeah, he was very approachable. Yeah.
Is he the one that you say is on?
That's right. And he walks the talk. That's the kind of future professor you want to be. It's that guy. All right. Thank you, Lauren.